Hello everybody, and welcome to today's upload. The Italian Grand Prix definitely raised a couple of talking points, one of them being, has F1 truly learned from the blunder that was the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix from last season? But I'm not here to discuss that. We could be arguing about that race until the next millennium, quite frankly. We're here to discuss the other talking point. We need to talk about Nyck de Vries. But firstly, who is Nyck de Vries? Put quite briefly, Nyck de Vries is a Dutch racing driver who can boast winning the Formula 2 title and the Formula E World title on his racing record. So on paper, that looks relatively good, right? So why was the driver he beat to the Formula 2 title, Nicholas Latifi, offered the F1 seat over Nyck de Vries? Put quite simply, Nicholas Latifi's dad owns a share of Lavazza and, well, Williams needed that cash injection. So we fast forward to 2022. De Vries has already had an FP1 run with Williams this season, as well as having an FP1 run with Mercedes. So he got the call up this weekend for the Italian Grand Prix to do an FP1 run at Monza. But then, Saturday morning, the news drops that Alex Albon has been ruled out of the Italian Grand Prix due to appendicitis, and I wish Alex a full and complete recovery as quickly as possible. But with Alex Albon ruled out, Nyck de Vries finally got his chance to show his worth in F1. But here's the thing. The announcement was dropped so late that even the team weren't ready and spent the entire first half of FP3 still preparing the car for de Vries. Now there was a lot of doubt as to what Nyck de Vries could do, because the most common comment I saw on Twitter was, "Oh, he beat the most mid-grid ever, consisting of Nicholas Latifi." Okay, so why is Latifi in F1? Oh yeah, we've established that. Money. And another load of comments were suggesting that he was too old to make a debut in F1. Now, here's my point. Back before the era of the Max Verstappens, the Lando Norrises and the Charles Leclercs, drivers would commonly make their F1 debuts in their early to mid-20s. So the amount of comments of people going, "Oh, get this old boomer out of F1 and let someone younger like Logan Sargent have a go." Stop it, okay? Shut up. It was also pointed out that Stoffel Van Dorn beat de Vries quite comprehensively in this season's Formula E Championship, which, to be fair to Stoff, he did. And looking back at Stoffel's time in F1, he drowned quite badly. But that doesn't mean to say that Nyck de Vries would do the same. And as soon as he stepped into the car in FP3, he was looking pretty impressive, it had to be said. But it was when qualifying came into play that de Vries really started to show what he could do. And he got the car out of Q1, which is very impressive. Now, I'm going to say here, I think the Williams was looking pretty quick all weekend round Monza. So, I do think he had that helping him out. But he still managed to out-qualify Latifi, despite the fact that he'd had less than an hour's running in that car and wasn't even ready for the call to do the race this weekend. So the fact that he out-qualified Latifi is pretty mighty impressive. And with engine penalties applied to the rest of the grid, and there were more penalties than an England final. Sorry guys, sorry. But there was a hell of a lot of penalties, so de Vries ended up lining up 8th on the grid. His race, I'm gonna be honest, he was very impressive all through the race, and it wasn't like he was constantly at the mercy of drivers behind him. He was right there with the drivers in front of him, and I feel like had he got ahead of Gasly, he could have maybe gone 1 or 2 places better. But all through the race he was there, the pace was good, the racecraft could probably have done with a little work, but hey, this is the guy's first race in Formula 1, and he managed to bring the car home in P9. He got 2 points on debut in a Williams. Enough said. This guy deserves a Formula 1 seat for 2023, And not only that, Nicholas Latifi finished, I think it was either 13th or 14th. So the debate on which of the two deserves the seat more, I'd say is well and truly over. And I don't think, now that Williams don't necessarily need the money from Latifi, I don't really think there's any justification in keeping Latifi over De Vries for another season. Maybe Williams want to go with someone younger like Logan Sargent, but in my opinion, I think Logan Sargent needs one more F2 season before he's ready for F1. So really, would it hurt to give De Vries an F1 seat in 2023? And more importantly, the question asked here, does Nyck De Vries deserve a full season's ride next season? Put quite simply, yes. Yes, he does. And it's a seat that he should have had in 2020, quite frankly. Thank you for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments box below.